Well, went to the inspection yesterday with Lynette just to give her a bit of moral support. It was a strange place, a bit of a dog's breakfast, two-storey old Queensland place with about 3 bedrooms and a few bathrooms, and it's sort of like all over the place. The way it had been done, there'd been an extension in the rear, and you could tell it was like a hodgepodge of different types of rooms. And what was really interesting is that the real estate agent was super honest and actually confessed after Lynette asked him a couple of times, how long it had been on the market, and he confessed that it had been on the market for a few months, which is quite some time, really. I think it's the quirky nature of the place that would put a lot of people off. She's actually quite liked it. Had a nice barbecue area at the back and quite a nice backyard, but she's of the opinion that, well, she wants to build a pool in the backyard, and she's been quoted, I think, between 30 and 60 grand, depending on the type of pool you want, to have it installed, dug in, or whatever, constructed. So that's another expense that she's got to wear, but she's dead keen to basically have students in the house, international students. So she's going to need, I think, about 3 bedrooms for them, and that's the whole plan. So the place would pay for itself. So she's a cash buyer, and she's got a bit of clout, and they're asking $669 for this particular property, but she thinks she might just put in a bid, just test the waters, seeing she knows how long it's been on the market, for about $630 and see what happens. I think it's a sensible move. It can't hurt to just see what they say, and she might be pleasantly surprised. You just don't know with real estate. It's difficult to tell. I'm on an important mission today. Got to get myself some Jameson's whisky. I haven't had that for a while, and it's only $44 for a 700ml bottle at First Choice. So I'll head off there, then back to the Coles supermarket, and then I'll head back home. Hopefully it won't. It's not too hot today. It's okay. I think it's better than yesterday. It was quite humid yesterday. We actually went to a restaurant after the inspection. Went to Tandoori Nights, I think it's called. So in Grove Street, near the corner of Grove and Captain Cook Highway, and it was very good, got to say. We were going to go to a Thai place, but it looked fairly ordinary, so we opted for this, and it was just us and 2 other people dining there, so it was pretty quiet from Monday night, but the service was excellent. The food was good. It's really nice Indian food, and I got a vindaloo, which wasn't too hot, and Lynette got buttered chicken, and we had some naan. Papadums were complimentary at the beginning, and what else did we have? Something else I can't... Oh, rice. Of course we had rice, yeah. So it was pretty filling, and like I said, it was a very nice vindaloo. So I was pretty happy with that. And the other thing that was good about it is we had a couple of beers, and only $6 each. So these, I think they were schooner size or something, for Great Northern. So that was very good value for a restaurant. So I mean, it wasn't super upmarket, but it was okay, and had nice aircon, and yeah, it was a good night. And Lynette's seriously considering putting an offer in on that house, so she was very happy with what she saw. So we'll just have to see what's going to transpire there. There's not many listings around. She's going to check out about 4 places today and 1 tomorrow morning, I think, and that'll be it for house hunting. She might then just check out Port Douglas. She's never seen Port Douglas, so that'd be worth a trip. And I might catch up with her tomorrow night. We'll just see how she feels, if she's too busy. She's catching up with some other person she's met up here guy's a teacher. It looks like a real bushy. Should see the guy's beard. It's just a classic sort of Cairns look. And apparently the guy's a religion and history teacher. Fairly quiet. He helped her out last time when she needed someone to give her a lift. So, because she had to go to an amusement park and get her bloody purse back, which is yeah, wasn't this. She's learned a lesson from that. Anyway, so it was good to catch up with her, and it makes up for all the doom and gloom we read in the press, especially about Victoria. I cannot believe that maniac Dan, well, I can believe it actually, that Dan Andrews has done another severe shutdown. Doesn't know when it's going to end. Sky News is basically totally bucketing him. The commentators on Sky News, the reporters on Sky News are useless, but the commentators are excellent, in my opinion. But Dan Andrews, he's just a maniac. He's like a dog with a bloodlust. And so he's had a kill. He knows he can control the populace, and he's not going to give up. He's going to clamp those jaws around the neck of the Victorian public, and it's going to be pretty tough. So I don't know what's going through the minds of Victorians, putting up with this jerk off. Mind you, the Liberal opposition seems pretty hopeless. They had a spokeswoman on, and she was weak as piss. She was a shadow minister for God knows what, and she was pathetic. So they're pretty spineless. They remind me of rhinos in America for the Republican Party. Very much, she's that type of person. I think that's pretty well the Victorian Liberals. They're pretty hopeless. They need to differentiate themselves from the crazy policies of Daniel Andrews, but I don't think the message is sunk in. Anyway, I feel sorry for Victorians having to go through this crap, but if you're allowed to leave your state at any stage, I'd say just get out and don't come back. It's not worth it. And if you're running a business, again, why bother staying there? They're just going to stuff you about. I mean, I think he's a hardcore Marxist. Andrews, he loves holidaying in China apparently, and probably loves Xi Jinping. He probably thinks he's wonderful, so would not surprise me. So yeah, he has no concept of the struggle that people in small business would have trying to keep going with all this stop-start at situation with lockdowns. I mean, it's just impossible. They can't plan ahead. It's just causing incredible carnage and suffering. So I think Victoria's not a great place to do business, that's for sure. I'm very glad I'm up here, even though the Premier here just loves throwing money away, especially on the public service. It's a much better lifestyle here anyway. She can't stuff that up. And I like Queensland. It's laid back and sort of friendly, and it's a good place to be. So yeah, I'm very happy I made the move. I'm very happy I'm avoiding Melbourne winters. Got no complaints as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I just believe people have been totally conned by these shutdowns. It's something a government without imagination, a hardcore authoritarian government without imagination does, because they can't see any other way of quelling the supposed threat. It's just bizarre. Apparently the total deaths in Australia have remained the same. It just hasn't increased. It's just that instead of standard flu, you've got hoax and COVID deaths. But not too bad in this country compared to OS anyway. We've been fairly lucky to an extent, considering how many bungles there's been with the Andrews government, the way they've done the quarantines. We've done reasonably well. Personally, I think we could do without state governments, but I thought that for years before all this took place, but this makes it even more, you can see more positives about not having them at this stage. in my opinion. It's just another bureaucracy. But way too many of them in this country, I think. So anyway, tomorrow I get my house painted, the ceilings. So looking forward to that. And then I got a call from the real estate agent today that I've chosen to sell my place, and he's up to catching up with me either Thursday or Friday. Looks like it'll be Friday morning. And you know, if he's got any suggestions about what I need to do for the place or whatever, I'll get them off him. Otherwise, I'll just put the thing on market and hope for the best. I had a bit of a worry with some shares I bought. I bought what they called A2M, I think. It's a milk wholesaler retailer. It sells to China, and of course they've had a few problems with China. It's New Zealand based, and they've had a few problems with their online ordering system, and they got punished on the share market. And as soon as I bought them, they actually dropped below $10, which had been their previous low in the current ups and downs. So I thought I'd hit the low, but it went further down. So I was freaking out last night, thinking I'm going to take a huge loss on these shares. Are total duds. But it bounced back today, and it's actually slightly in profit. So you know, the thing about there's no dividends paid on this, so it'll just be total capital gain. So. But at least it's actually bounced back, so that makes me feel a little better. It's not going gangbusters, but it's better than it just continually dropping, which is what I thought might happen. It might be just one of those falling stocks that just doesn't recover. So we'll see. And I got some more IAG shares today. Cost me a little more than the original ones. The original ones I got for $4.80, which is a very good price. I paid $5.20 for the current ones. There was over 1% dip, actually 2% dip today in their price. So I thought I'd snap up some more. Not paying huge divs. I'll get probably about 280 bucks, and I've bought about 4,000 shares. So that's cost me around 20 grand. But at least I'll be getting some returns from them anyway straight away. And it won't, unlike CIM, it'll be it won't be at the end of the financial year. It'll be in a month or so. I'll get some income back off them, so that's good. I may have to sell the shares to buy a house on the beach. We'll see how that all goes. But as long as my shares don't tank, it's fine. Because they are providing me with income, which you just don't get from money. It's cash, forget it. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.